with some exclamation points on it. And turning to another freshman in Grigor Chokalyan.
Yeah, and he's in on a shot right away. As it lifted, he's going to go to the back trip. Needs to hook that ankle. But Sanko, a good job. Sanko grabs the leg to save himself some time. Chokalyan continuing to work, but Sanko will kick away. And the ref gives him a stall warning. Perhaps a fleeing the mat type situation where Sanko's trying to reset the position for himself.
Chokalyan leading Stanford in pins this year with 4.
Yeah, and Coach Ayers talked about it. Chokalyan's a high flyer. We saw that to kick off the season. Big throw against Utah Valley to get his first fall of his career. But at times, that costs him, and Coach Ayers talked about that. You can go for the big moves. We love the higher energy, but you got to know when it's there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, as he saw against Dylan Evans of Pitt.
Part of that, a learning experience for the freshman, and Coach Ayers said his stock has gone way up since the first day he got here.
Yeah, and of course, big shoes to fill, as there's a big throw, as we talked about. A headlock on the edge, but the ref saying that Sanko's foot was off the Resolite, so we say no takedown.
Well, nobody in here likes that, except for those sitting on the Virginia side.
Yeah, the big throw, as we talked about, but on the edge of the wrestling surface, Sanko's foot able to hit the hardwood, negates the play, and we're back center, scoreless at 0s.
Halfway through our first period, as they head over towards us. Stanford leading at 28-9 overall.
And Chokalyan kind of in a near side cradle position, trying to score off the Sanko attack. On the edge, we've been living on the edge for the majority of this opening period. And Sanko, he picks the ankle of Chokalyan, and now he's got Chokalyan on his back.
But they go off again, and we'll take it back to center.
Two very threatening scrambles here in the opening frame. Two that looked like they could be takedowns plus some near fall. But the scoreboard stays quiet so far.
Just 30 to go in the first period. Our 9th match this afternoon.
Yep, head follows.
And one thing I've been really impressed with out of Stanford today, almost everybody has their back to the center, as we talked about. Commanding the mat, staying in the center of the mat. Chokalyan was basically standing on that block S of Stanford.
Yeah, the number of submissive steps has certainly not been high. I'd say maybe you could probably count on one hand the number of times a Stanford wrestler knocked back on his heels.
Yeah, and it's showing on the team scoreboard. Stanford up 28-9 through 8 bouts. And even that 9 points for Virginia, a little misleading with the forfeit.
Well, we've still seen just, what, 1 takedown today for Virginia?
That's right, yep.
Chokalyan up, but they go off, and we stay scoreless here in the second.
Sanko, a good job of kind of driving him off there once Chokalyan got on his feet. Close to the escape. Give yourself an opportunity to reset in the center. As we'll go caution on the bottom man. Chokalyan a little too eager.
Yep, walk, yep, hit, hit.
And they go off, but not before. A point for the escape. Given to Chokalyan. So he's on the board first with $1:40 to go in the second. Stanford has only lost one decision today. Dylan Cedeno for Virginia over Jason Miranda, 3-2 the final there.
And an attack by Sanko. Good sprawl from Chokalyan. Sanko never really close to locking his hands around the legs of the true freshman. And this is exactly what I was talking about here in the opening frame. Back to the center for Chokalyan. Fending off another Sanko shot, though. And again, we're on the edge. Chokalyan's been close to scoring in a few exchanges, but tough to score in this position, so close to the out-of-bounds area.
But Sanko is at least trying to be on the attack, and that's not something that a lot of the Cavaliers have done today.
That's right. Sanko has had a couple of attacks. Yes, he did get that stall warning here in that one opening exchange, but nothing since then has warranted a second call. Sanko's still very much into this match.
It's the first dual match of the year for Sanko, the primary starter in the 157s a year ago for Virginia.
And again, one of those late fill-ins, originally slated to be Michael Geoffrey, the older brother of Jack, who we just saw at 149.
How do you know he's the older twin?
That's a good point. The heavier brother, I guess I should say that.
I just had to give you grief for that one. Maybe he is a couple minutes his elder. Who knows?
The intuition felt strong with that one, so I'm going to stick with it.
I'm going to say you're right. On to the third. Knotted up at 1.
And that's a really good single leg attack from Sanko, but Chokalyan passes the legs, gives himself a chance to score in this position. We're ankle to ankle. Hips high will win this exchange, but it looks like both guys are just going to hang out around the ankles and reset. 1-1, 90 seconds remaining in this bout. Brian, a takedown seems like it'll seal this one.
Yeah, one mistake, one powerful move on the attack can end it.
And again, the narrowest of disadvantages towards Sanko because of that stall call in the first period. He's going to have to show to be a little bit more of the aggressor, as now Chokalyan receives a warning. So now we're all square.
Yeah. Completely level in the final minute of the third.
And again, this is one of those situations. Both guys are attacking at an acceptable rate. I would really like to see this one get settled on the mat. One of these guys finds a takedown and gets the win.
They go off with 29 seconds to go. Who's going to open the door?
And now Chokalyan in on a good shot on the left-hand side. He popped the elbow. Now he's looking to step over that ankle. Sanko passes the legs, but Chokalyan has a cradle locked up and gets his 3. 8 seconds remaining, and the true freshman Grigor Chokalyan is going to take it.
What a way to finish at 157. Chokalyan in the final 10 seconds busts through that door and sends a jolt through the crowd here in Maples. 165's coming up next after this quick break.